Hello everyone, Speedy Joke Live with a new video. Today, I'm going to be building a Subway sandwich shop for my Minecraft city. And by the way, this is part 7 of me building a brand new Minecraft city. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a classic subway for all of your city building needs. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button as it really helps me and the channel out very much. Here is the amount of space required to make your subway, a 26 by 26 block area as represented by the white concrete grid on the ground, which you are more than welcome to make if you are planning out your city. As a matter of fact, I would always recommend it. Here are all of the materials that you will need to make your subway.
Got all the stuff I need.
Please make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. So now that we have all of that stuff, we can get started. Step 1, come all the way over to the front left-hand corner of your grid. If you've made it, count backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then right by 1. Begin by placing a brick on the ground. Place an upside down brick stair to the right, and then a brick right of that. Behind this, place another brick. Right of this, 2 upside down stairs, 1, 2. Then place a brick block, 2 more stairs. Then a brick block. Extend towards yourself by 2, 1, 2. Then extend up by 9, 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You then want to go right by 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we can join all the way down to the ground. Like this. What we now want to do is mirror what we have on the opposite side. So take that block that hit the ground and extend backwards by 2. 1, 2. And then go right by 2 with the upside down stairs. 1, 2. Brick block. 2 more stairs. 1, 2. Brick block. Extend towards you. Upside down stairs to the right. Brick on the end. So we have the exact same thing on both sides. Now we're going to start doing these sides of the building. So for the side of the building, we're going to kick off where we left off, and we're going to place an upside down stairs. By the way, all of these stairs are upside down unless I say otherwise. So a stair, and then a brick block. Extend inwards with a brick, and then extending towards the back of the build, place 2 stairs, brick, 2 stairs, brick, 2 stairs, brick, extend the brick towards you, a stair to the right, a brick to the right. Take a look at the build from the back looking towards the front, and you want to place a brick stair to the right, brick to the right, extend inwards. Then we want to, using bricks, extend to the right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Extend a brick block towards you. And then I'm not sure what I want to do with this little alcove, but I'm highly considering adding an additional window here. It wasn't originally. I'm going to take the inward brick and place 3 stairs going right. 1, 2, 3. Place a brick block on the end and then extend it towards you. So eventually these upside down stairs are going to be windows, I think, but we'll see as we progress through the build. Now we're going to take the back line of bricks and place 2 stairs going right, brick, 2 stairs, brick, 2 stairs, brick, extend the brick towards you, stair to the right, brick, extending forwards now, brick, stair, brick, extend a brick inwards, and then we want to place, I do believe, I want to make sure that I get this right, 2 stairs, 1, 2, brick, 2 stairs, brick, 2 stairs, brick, and then that brick can be extended forwards and then joined together back to the front of the build. So this is what the outline of your subway will look like. Now, this isn't going to mean too much because the nuance is in the upside down brick stairs, and from above, obviously, you can't really tell where those are, but the brick stairs actually tell a lot about the structure of the build. So the next thing that we're going to do, and this is a painful part of the build, I'm going to let you guys know. The painful part of the build is that we want to now take each one of the 4 corners of Subway, you want to turn them into a circle just using the bricks where necessary. You want to take each one of the 4 corners of Subway, and you want to raise them up by 7 using bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like this, right? So, all the way like this, and you want to, by the way, you can join these 7 blocks together at the top. So, just like this. And with this pillar, we want to do quite a few things. It's not a simple task. So inside the pillar, starting from the bottom, we want to have 2 visible rows of green concrete. I'm going to place 3 though. 1, 2, 3. So inside the pillar, you want to see 2 rows of concrete. You want to place brick stairs on the outer rows of the concrete like this. On the 3rd row, so you want to see 2 rows of concrete and then above this a row of bricks. Then you want to have 2 rows of birchwood stairs. So birchwood, just straight birchwood. 1 and 2 like this, 1, 2 like this, and this could be present throughout the entire middle part. Although, I do want to point out that the inward parts of the tower, as I do recall, would look better if they were just bricks. So it's more so the outer 2 rows should be birch, but you can, just for easiness sake, make the inward parts the same as well, just later on. The inward parts, honestly, the entire inward parts of the tower might just be better if you do just fill them in with brick. On top of the rows of birch, you want to have regular brick stairs like this. So you can see it's actually quite a complicated little pattern. And then we're going to have upside down brick stairs all the way around the top. Now, that does seem a little bit complicated, doesn't it, as we're going all the way through this, but I promise it gets easier. It's also up to you if you want to hollow out the top of the tower, per se, and if you want to place maybe some green concrete in there instead, that's up to you. It's really like a little design choice. You won't be able to see a little bit because of the stairs that we have. So that is what we want to do to every side. Now, I'll doubt if you remember that on the first time round, because I barely remember that now. So we're going to do that to every single tower, so hopefully it'll be a little easier. So on this tower, we'll turn this into a corner, and then we'll raise it up by 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You may find that you want that 7th row to be green concrete, and then that green concrete will ultimately be a 3x3 square at the top. Again, it's all about choices, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about choices. It's up to you whether you want to do that. If you ever think you're going to be looking at the tower in a meaningful way, then maybe you will want it green. If not, then no. The inward parts of the tower, I'm just going to straight up recommend you making bricks, but the outward part of the tower, you guys might remember, you want to have 2 visible rows of green concrete. Then you want to have above and outwards from that row of green, brick stairs, and then bricks. But the outwards part of the tower, you guys might remember, you want to have 2 visible rows of green concrete. Then you want to have above and outwards from that row of green, brick stairs. And then above those brick stairs, you want to have 2 birch woods. And then above those birch woods, you want to have brick stairs. So it'll look like this. It's a pretty cool effect, and it wants to also have upside down brick stairs all the way around the tops of each one of the 4 towers. So we'll have something which should look like this, and it looks really cool, and we want to do this 2 more times now. We're halfway, that's not too bad, is it? So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it would be 7, depending upon whether or not you care about the green concrete. Firstly, I do think it will make quite a bit of a difference. Quite often, cities aren't built on just one level, unless you're like me and you're a bit silly and you decide to build them in a super flat world. Worst choice that they could really make. It'd be much better if it was built in a bit of a hilly world, but what can you do? Decisions have been made. But if you ever do feel as though you may look at the top of your build, or on the very rare occasion, it is such a small detail, it does make a difference. I mean, as we put the upside down brick stairs, it's a very, very small difference, but we will take a look at it. Being able to see like the little hint of green, you know, just that it is kind of a little cool extra thing. Like, it is a little bit of detail. Like, it's 0.1, it's made the build 0.1% better. How about that? So this last corner here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the green concrete on the end. It's also cool just to incorporate all of the colours of Subway where we can. As you guys know, I'm sure that you do, Subway is a nice healthy blend of green and yellow, and you could even argue a little bit of white in there too. So it's nice to get it where we can, and we'll also be making use of canopies which are yellow, and that's why we have used green in these pillars, just to kind of like balance things out a little bit as well. So it's always cool when we can try and incorporate like some actual colours of the brand into the actual building as well. Makes it feel a little bit more real. So we have now done the 4 corners of Subway, which is really cool. I mean, it's starting to give this building a lot more shape now. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sides of the entrance and I'm going to extend the sides of the entrance backwards. I'm extending the brick rows backwards along the floor plan that we have already. So we just want to, we just want to have something which should look like this, right? Now, the whole point of doing that is so that it's now easier for us to place windows on the left and right side. So, on top of the upside down stairs will be glass, but what about the bricks in between? That is going to be black concrete. We're going to have 2 of them, 1 and 2. On top of the black concrete, we're going to have yellow wool, to which we will extend left and right across, and that will create a little bit of a canopy, an overhang. I don't know what to call them, quite honestly, but that's what they are. We're going to place black glass inside of all of this empty space in this black and yellow T shape. And above and inside of the yellow concrete, we're going to place vertical planks extending upwards in 2 rows. We will eventually then place an additional and final row of upside down brick stairs placed above and outside the row of birch planks. Now, this all might sound a little bit complicated, but when you look at it, you'll find that it's really not that difficult. Hopefully. Now, I don't think that we're going to need green concrete for a while, so I'm actually going to grab the yellow carpet, and I'm going to show you that if you place string above the top row of above, in front of the glass... and the black concrete for the window, and then place carpet on top. Boom, there you go. That's what we want to be looking at. Not only on that side, but this side as well. There's a lot of windows around our subway. They're all made in pretty much the exact same way. Remember, on top of the brick we place 2 black concrete, a row of yellow wool. On top of that, extending across for me 18, we fill the 2 windows in using black glass pane. We add a row of string that will allow us to then place yellow carpet across the... Am I missing something here? Maybe I am. So, wait. Okay, sometimes because of string's transparency, it's difficult to see where it's been placed. We place the carpet, we then place 2 rows of birch planks above, and inside we then place a row of upside down brick stairs like this, and there we go. Nice, that is looking pretty good. So where else do we want to do these windows? On the left side as well. But what's the difference? We have 2 bricks. That's fine, we just place 2 black concretes on top of each brick. We extend an entire row of wool across, We then fill all of the windows in using black glass pane. And then we add the same row of string that allows us to place our yellow carpet, which overhangs the windows like this. We then place our birchwood planks like so, like this here, 2 rows of them, and then upside down brick stairs above and outside of those. So again, this building has loads and loads of different varieties of depth. Like, one of my favourite parts of the building to look at is this part in particular, like all of the different shapes and different levels and variants, like it just looks pretty cool. So as we come to the back here, what else do we want to do? So on the back of the building, first of all, we've got to separate things a little bit. So where we have these 2 sticky out rows of brick blocks, we want to add a row of 6. I do believe this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bricks on top of these 2, like of the little mini row that we have, the 2 bricks like this. We want to have something which should look like that, if that makes sense. And you can see that they line up with the tower. However, it's not as big as the towers on the left and right side. This left side here, you can pretty much just fill it mostly with bricks. So we actually want to have the same birchwood plank rows that we have everywhere else. So I want to say that it's 1, 2, 3 rows of bricks, and then we've got the birchwood planks above and inside, which are of course 2 rows, you guys know that. And then we will of course also have the upside down brick stairs above and outside the rows of birch like this. If you like, you can even continue that, the rows of birch that we've just placed, if you continue them across the back like this, so just like across the entire back, we have the 2 rows like this. We have upside down stairs just across the entire back like so. Perfect. Then yeah, this is pretty cool. I really like this. So what we can then do is we can just continue to do the windows. So on top of these 2 bricks, 1, 2, 1, 2, we place the row of yellow across. I'm actually going to continue that yellow through here, and there's nowhere to really put any black concrete, so we're just going to have this be a window, and it's just going to be purely glass, rather than what we have everywhere else, where we mix a little bit of black concrete in there too. We're going to have the same string in front of each one of the windows like that, and then yellow carpet on the top of all of these strings over here, and not here, here, here. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. I like that. Which leaves but one side, and one side that is a bit different from them all. This is where the kitchen is going to be. Like, inside the building, because we are going to be making the inside too, there is going to be a large kitchen area here. Don't really want windows in the kitchen, so that means that I'm going to extend up the bricks, still with black concrete, like 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm still going to have the yellow wool across the top of them. I still want to have the 2 rows of birch planks above and inside of the row of yellow. I still want to have the same upside down brick stairs as well. However, when it comes to the windows, I'm just going to brick them out. You might want windows inside your build. The reason that I don't want windows is because there's like a load of counter space, there's loads of stuff on the wall. I don't want it to get in the way, and that is what I would be doing. So it's up to you. Feel free to open them up, feel free to leave them. I'm still going to have the little overhang because I still think it looks nice. I think that I missed a string, or misplaced a string somewhere along there. Yeah, there is the... There it is, the culprit. Perfect. So, in doing that, we actually made like a really good portion of the build now. So, what are we going to be doing next? We have to make the entrance area. The entrance area isn't too hard to do. So, this is where the entrance is going to go. I think that you guys might have been able to figure that out already. 1 row inwards, on the left and right sides, we want to mark out a glass pane. In between these glass panes, we want to have a black concrete. We want to extend the black concrete and the glass panes 1 row upwards. As a matter of fact, we may even make that... We might actually leave that. No. How high does it want to go? Well, yeah, actually, we will add just another black concrete and a glass, just like here and here. We'll add a row of yellow wool across the top of this. We'll extend the yellow wool one row forward and then maybe two so that it sticks out. Then we want to be able to place a row of string so that we can have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we want to have the carpet kind of like hang out as well. So, oh no, my bad. So here, and then I'm going to delete this row of yellow. So there we go. So we kind of got like the same effect as we do on the left and right sides. When it comes to the entrance, I'm going to add an additional row of black concrete behind this existing row of black concrete, and then I'm going to add a row of black glass in between, behind, and then I'm going to set the door inwards from there. The floor of Subway, I want to make sure that this is correct, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, the floor of Subway is actually going to be birch planks. So I'm going to set some birch planks down here. Underneath these little windows, I'm going to have it be brick, so here. And then this is probably an easy time to just fill in the floor of Subway. Now, it shouldn't take too long to do, like it's not a huge area to really dig out. I don't know how many blocks it is actually, but you know, I'm sure that we can get this done no problem. The floor is going to be birch planks, just because, again, like using materials. The way that I like to do things, like I like it when materials repeat each other, like when we use like a colour palette, and like I like the inside of the building to reflect the outside of the building. To use a similar material palette on the inside, it'd be very easy to just use whatever you want on the inside and have no resemblance to the outside whatsoever. So that's why we're using the birch. That was such a long. We are in here as well. Not only are we going to floor the place with birch, but we are also going to do the roof. So I don't know whether the ceiling, there is a difference between like the ceiling and the roof. The ceiling / roof is going to be made out of green concrete. So the ceiling starts where the yellow wall is. So if you just fill the entire ceiling in using green concrete, and then when it comes to the roof, I think maybe we'll use green concrete again. I guess it either, when it comes to, I'm trying to think like, I don't want to use yellow, because that would be crazy town. I don't want to use yellow wool for the top of the roof, because, I mean, if it gets struck by lightning, it's game over. But also, like, I mean, I guess we could use yellow concrete, but I think the green is fine. Like, we've got enough yellow dispersed throughout the building that we don't need too much more of it. Like, I think that's a nice little balance. And then when it comes to the roof, which we will be doing in a second, let's just do the sign first. So when it comes to the sign, like the front of your Subway right here, we're going to have a row of bricks above the yellow wall that we have here. We're going to have 2 rows of green concrete, so 1, 2, and then we're going to have 2 rows of bricks, 1, 2. And then we want to extend the top of the entrance back. I'm thinking just 1 row, really. Do I want 1 row? I guess 1 row should be fine. So extend it back 1 row. The reason being is because then it's 4 rows thick. It's 4 rows wide. And when we add a row of, I'm going to fill the top of this in, I think, just with some green concrete, just because why not? The top of this, I'm going to have the upside down brick stairs around the edge. And here we go. Just like this. Perfect. And if you have a look at the sides, then the upside down stairs for the towers kind of match up with the entrance, and I quite like that. I like the little bit of continuity. I don't mind there being kind of like, I don't know what the word might be, but like an outline of birch planks for the roof. I don't mind that, so I'm going to just fill where the birch planks are. I'm going to fill the roof in using green concrete. I think that we might install some like sea lanterns into the ceiling, although we might not have to because there's going to be a lot of lanterns inside the build. So it would have actually, it's handy to have a double roof. We could have just had the roof sink in a lot, like where the ceiling is, that's where the roof could have been, but then I think it might look a little bit weird. So just like this. And that looks pretty good. I mean, what else do we have to do around here? When it comes to the actual subway building, of course we're only missing a couple of things actually. So let's grab stuff that we might need. We need warped fence, warped slabs, smooth stone, lanterns, dark oak door. We need polished diorite slab. We need grey concrete. Let's grab stuff that we might need. We need warped fence, warped slabs, smooth stone, lanterns, dark oak door. We need polished diorite slab. We need grey concrete. We need red tulip, and we need what else will we grab? We'll grab leaves for now. So I'm gonna hang lanterns above the entrance, left and right here. I'm going to have a double dark oak door like this. I'm going to hang above the sign that we have above the entrance. I'm going to hang warped fence with warped slabs below the fence like this. I'm going to have warped fence in front of the top of the birch planks with warped slabs below, just like this. And we're going to do this for the four corners as well. So this is what we want to have. So in the four corners, we'll have the warped fence, we'll have the slabs underneath, just like this. And these are basically to emulate hanging lights. So this will look pretty cool. I like that. You could even use like soul lanterns if you wanted to underneath the fence. That would give a cool effect as well. But they're not the right shape really, so that's why I've not decided to use them. So what else do we have to do? So now that we have done that, we're going to add a pathway. We're going to have a 4-block wide pathway leading from the boundary of the build, which is where the brick comes in handy, all the way to the front entrance of our subway. It's made out of smooth stone. You don't have to use smooth stone. I like to make a point of saying this. You can use any sort of flooring material that you like. Smooth stone, I think, is I don't know. It's kind of like the perfect pavement material, I think. We're going to have 2 rows of smooth stone that lead outwards, the left and right sides of the pathway here. And we're going to have just 2 rows of smooth stone. And we're also going to have a little path that goes all the way around the back of Subway as well. Not quite sure why I decided to add this, I'm going to be honest with you, but you can walk around the back of Subway if you want to. So it's going to be a single row path leading around the back, and then once you are on the back, it's going to be 2 whole rows of smooth stone. So here, going to be 2 whole rows of smooth stone. So here, then right around the back like this, 2 whole rows of smooth stone. So one here, then one here, and then extending forwards, just like this. Perfect. That is looking pretty good. So, and then extending forward.
Can this wandering trader just go away? I'm sorry I have to do this. They're annoying me. Get out of my subway. I'm gonna have to get rid of the sword and get the fence back. Oh, Jesus. Now we just
like this. Perfect. That is looking pretty good. So now that we have done that, now that we've got house going everywhere, we're going to have 2 planters. So there's going to be one planter opposite there's going to be one planter like just left of this pathway, and one planter on the right. We'll leave an entire rose gap, and then we'll have a long row of polished diorite slabs. We'll extend the ends of these slabs by 2 just across to the outside, and then we'll join it together to form a rectangle. Stick some red tulips in there, and then we will do the same thing. Actually, we want to leave a gap of 1, and then we want to have the 2 long planters again, or the 1 long planter making 2 in total, to say it properly. So, just like this. And then the space on the outside is going to be 2 little car parks. So, we want a row of oak leaves leading from the pathway that we made to go around the back of Subway, and this is going to extend to the boundary. We're then going to place grey concrete inside of all of this, and we're going to make some, I don't even know what to call them, but they're kind of like markers to tell you where you can and can't park. We're going to have 2 spaces on the left and 2 spaces on the right, and then the path in the middle with the lovely polished diorite, everybody's favourite material, right in between, and it's going to look pretty good. There will be but one thing left after that, and that is to do the sign. As you guys might know, if you've ever watched these tutorials before, signs are my favourite thing to make. I love banners. You know what, they're the best. Nothing competes with the complexity and interesting nature of the banners. So, now that we've got the 2 car park spaces, or areas I should say, I'm going to grab the yellow carpet, and I'm going to place 2 rows of 3 yellow carpet on the left and right side. So 1, 2, 3, gap, 1, 2, 3. And if you want, you can even place like some white concrete in between to signify that there are like 2 distinct spaces, but it doesn't really matter, that's a minor detail. Do that on both sides. I'm going to quickly grab a little bit of grass block, just to clean this up a little bit, just so it looks a little bit better and you get a better idea of what it's supposed to look like. Boom. Perfect. If you want, you can have some flowers in front of the windows. I'm going to leave them, but you can if you want to. An alternate idea is, sometimes I like to do this, I like to build a hedge into the ground. When I don't quite fancy... I think I just... Oh, no. But when I don't quite fancy adding flowers or a proper hedge or something of that nature... Let me grab the string here, into the floor, like in front of the window or something. Sometimes I build a leaf into it, and then it's just interesting enough. It's just like enough separate. There's just some sort of intrigue there. But this is what we're working with. I mean, this is the entire outside of Subway, almost complete. There is just one little thing that is bugging me actually, which is up at the top of the entrance here. I'm going to further carve out the row of bricks, and I'm going to turn this into, I think I destroyed an additional brick. I really am just a wrecking machine today, so here. That was bothering me, because if you have a look at all the towers, then we have all of the green, with just the row of bricks around it, and that one had a double row. No bueno. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do the sign, as I already mentioned. It's my favourite thing to do. We are lacking the right amount of banners, but we can easily grab those. So first of all, I'm just going to chuck the Lulu on the ground. Get rid of that. I'm just going to grab enough banners. I think it's 6 in total, so I should 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Just like this. I'm just going to place the banner strategically in the top left-hand corner of the inventory. Now I'm going to crack open the loop and we're going to go to work. So, first letter in Subway is S. Hate to spoil it for you. We need to chuck some white dye in there. Horizontal row of white dye along the top. Horizontal row of white dye along the bottom. Diagonal row of white dye, top left corner to bottom right corner. Boom. There's your ass. I'm sorry if I'm going a little bit too fast for you, but you might just have to pause if necessary. But I've made these letters so many times, hopefully you guys will pick them up nice and fast as well. Letters are actually really, really intuitive to me. So we have our S. We need a U next. So we need a vertical row of white on the right, vertical row of white on the left. We need a horizontal row of white across the bottom. Boom. We have U. We have B, one of the easiest letters to make, so go in, there we go, be good. So horizontal row of white along the bottom, horizontal row of white along the top, horizontal row of white through the middle, vertical row of white on the right side. They have a backwards D. But if you want a B, then you just stick a row of white on the left side, and then you've got sub. Which is what you should do, by the way, sub to TSMC Minecraft. So we now want to place a brand new banner in the loom, and then we want to chuck yellow dye in. And then we have to do something a bit peculiar. We have to add the triangle of yellow at the bottom of the banner. Grab that, put it back in, get rid of the yellow dye, put some green dye in there instead, not to be confused with the banner green day. And then we want to add what I call the bottom row of teeth, or the bottom fangs to the banner. That's what it looks like, the pattern. Grab that, put it in, get rid of the green dye, put yellow back in there, and it's basically just a vertical row of yellow line. The brand new banner has to go in, row through the middle, a specific one. We put it in there, subway, green dye white. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Now we have Subway. Hopefully, you guys know where to put this. So, where we have the 2 rows of green concrete, SUBWAY, boom, Subway. Nice and easy. We never need to grab them again. Get rid of the loop. If we need the banners, I will simply clone them. I'm not going to make those again. So, that is the entire, I'm bouncing around, that is the entire outside of Subway complete. So, now that we have done the entire outside, I don't think that there is any details that I'm going to add, unless of course you want to add cars and stuff to the car park or whatever it might be, streetlights, whatever. The inside of the Subway is what we have to do next. So, when it comes to the inside of the Subway, we do have some materials that we can use right now, and we can build up some of the inside a little bit. I'm going to grab green concrete, smooth quartz stairs, end rods. I'm going to grab yellow carpet. I'm going to also grab lanterns. I'm going to grab some paintings as well, and also probably the black glass pane, brick blocks, and also brick stairs. I'm not sure if I can use anything else. So on the left side of the Subway, this is a seating area. I'm going to have a row of green concrete behind the front window on the left side of our Subway. And I'm also going to have a row of green concrete all the way across the back. The green concrete across the back is going to come all the way as far as where we have this, maybe even we'll just cut it off one block here, so like where this window is here. And then here, I think that we'll have kind of like, maybe we'll have a bin area or something. I'll mark it out with some green concrete, we can change it later. I want to have a set of chairs. The first set of seating is going to be in this front left-hand corner of the Subway, and we're going to have a row of 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that should do. 3 smooth quartz stairs. I'm going to extend the ends towards us, extending to the right of the restaurant. End rod in the middle, yellow carpet on top of that. That is why we don't need sea lanterns. We're using all these end rods, I remember now. We're going to leave a gap of 1 between this, place a chair, again green concrete, we're going to do the same thing, gap of 1 chair, end rods for the tables, and then yellow carpet for like the table toppers, and then smooth quartz stairs on the ends. We've got a nice seating area. If you want, you can even do the same thing like here as well, if you wanted to. Like, so you could, yeah, why not? Why not have the same little seating arrangement that we have here? So here, and then we want to have, on the back here, we can actually have like an extra set of seats. So, or maybe this end table here could just be a singular table. Maybe you can spice it up a little bit by doing that. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe aliens do exist. Who knows about anything? So that's what I'm going to have. That looks pretty good. Yeah, we could have just a single set of tables. Maybe you could have just like an extra one in the middle. I don't know. I think that looks maybe this might be a better configuration. So maybe just like we've got like just a 2-sided table, and then we've got a couple of singles for the singles. That's not looking too bad. So now that we've done that, we can add some lanterns and some paintings. So I'm going to have paintings. I think actually, yeah, I'll have paintings pretty much like where we have the black concrete, and also here. So like on the so basically just like above the seat here. No, don't do that. I only want no. I only want single. So, hang on, I'm going to have to place some extra blocks. I didn't realise that it would do that. I didn't think about that. I should have known. So, okay, we want a load of 1x1 paintings. Preferably, we don't want them to repeat too much, or at least the ugly ones. We don't want to repeat too much. That isn't looking too bad, although that carrot is a little bit too close to the other carrot. I'm specifically looking, I always think of this as, I don't know why, it kind of looks like a cactus, and for some reason it makes me think of Mexico. Like, there's what I refer to in my head, I don't even know if that's a cactus, but I get the feeling of Mexico from this particular painting. I don't know why, in my head I call it the Mexican painting. This one I think of Italy. I don't know why, but it's. I know that these are all based on actual paintings, but I don't know what they're actually are to be honest. But I always think of Mexico for some reason. I always think of Italy. That one always makes me. The sun, that always makes me think of like some sort of like polar ice cap sort of deal. That's just a carrot. Or at least I think it's a carrot. It looks like a carrot to me. And this one, I don't know why, reminds me of Squidward. Don't ask me why that reminds me of Squidward, it just sort of does. There's something about it, no clue, that's Squidward. But anyway, there you go. I guess you've got my inner workings of what paintings mean to me. 1x1 edition. So now that we've done that, we have the entire right side of Subway. We don't have everything that we need to make the right side of Subway, nor are we quite finished over here either, but right side of Subway, we've got to make the kitchen area. So that first of all means that we're going to extend this row of bricks that we have here on the right, and an additional row forwards. 5 upside down brick stairs extending from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to stick a brick block on the end, gap of 1, and then we're going to have 2 rows of bricks extending from the ceiling or to the floor or floor to the ceiling, whichever way you want to look at it. Then we're going to have on the counter smooth quartz stairs with a yellow carpet to the side. We're going to have black glass pane all the way across here. This is just going to be like one of those sneeze guards or whatever you might call it. The I don't want germs on my food thing. We're going to have in the ground, I'm going to have kind of like a row of green concrete that runs parallel to this area with black stained glass paint. So this is basically where you just like walk around. This is where you order, just to keep everybody nice and separated for some reason. We might even have, I don't want to add any more lanterns actually, that's actually just fine. So this is looking pretty good so far. In the kitchen, we're going to have a little bit more green concrete. So starting from this wall here, I'm going to have a green concrete, gap of 2, double green concrete. Along this back wall, I'm going to have a gap of 1, and then an entire row of green concrete, like this. And then I don't know whether to use cauldrons for like food bins or whether to just use like more green concrete. So I think I'll use cauldrons just to vary up a bit. But ladies and gentlemen, we have just about reached the point where we need to grab some new terrace. So I'm going to get rid of all these. I'm going to grab everything that I think that we're going to need, and then we can progress on with the build. Okay, so I have grabbed everything that I think that we will need.
Wait, I just realised, guys, I'm not wearing any shoes on my avatar. Have I not noticed this? But anyway, before I continue, I'm gonna put some shoes on because I'm feetless. Well, sorry, not feetless. I'm shoeless. Where are the trainers? Nursery, sunny shoes, Alex's boots. There we go, that's better.
Although we'll probably need more stuff on top of this, you'll see why. Okay, this is everything that we're going to be needing. The main things are, we're going to start off using the cauldron, tripwire hook, block of iron, buttons, item frame, glass pane. We're going to need the flower pots, brimstone and furnace, and then additionally the main materials will be blast furnace, chest, white carpet, green carpet, and I'm going to use a little bit of dried kelp, but you can use any sort of green block. And then we just have all of this stuff, so all this kind of food here, all of this, like this is just for item frame, so it's not entirely important what you do decide to put in there. The main materials are the ones all the way up to the dried kelp block. So now that we've got all this stuff, on the left side of the kitchen, and of course, pause this video if necessary. On the left side of the kitchen here, in between the green concrete, I'm going to place cauldrons. Above the cauldrons, tripwire hooks. Now, I'm going to place item frames, maybe just a couple of them, left and right of the cauldrons. I'm going to use block of iron in this gap here. I'm going to make a little fridge, so that it's going to just be 2 blocks of iron on top of each other, buttons in front. It makes sense that there would be a fridge slash freezer in the subway. To the right of this, leaving a gap of 1, I'm going to place a block of iron. This is going to be a microwave, item frame in front with a glass pane in front of that. I'm going to place a couple of flower pots along the top here, maybe an item frame along the top as well. Brewing stand here as well. I'm going to have a furnace along the top here. I'm going to have a blast furnace as well. Grab the cauldron. Along the top, like maybe in between, maybe where we have the black concretes, we'll place lanterns, but in between we're going to have just ingredients on the walls, all that sort of stuff. Along the side here as well, I'm just going to have cauldron upon cauldrons along the sides, along here as well, all the way up to where we have the stairs. This is just going to be littered. We're just going to have item frames on top of the cauldron, so just like so, perfect. That's looking really good. So what do we do from here? I mean, I'm going to add some cupboards. That's going to be dried kelp, chest. Going to grab white carpet and green carpet. I don't have lanterns on me. I guess I forgot them, but I'm going to grab lanterns. And I'm just going to have dried kelp along the top here. It just looks like cupboards to me. It looks, it just looks like cupboards. I quite like it. Going to have a couple of lanterns along the back here, where we have the, can it not hang from the ceiling? Yeah, there we go. So just a couple of lanterns along the back, that keeps everywhere nice and bright. Along the floor, that just makes sense as well. I'm going to have a little rug back here too. That's just going to kind of like fill up a little bit of ground space. Going to have a couple of rows just like this. Perfect. That looks pretty good. If you want to, by the way, anywhere where you might be able to have it, you can just add like buttons in this. Perfect. That looks pretty good. If you want to, by the way, anywhere where you might be able to have it, you can just add like buttons in front of some of the green concretes. That makes it look as though you can actually open these things. Whilst we have the carpets out, I am considering adding like a little rook here as well. So where would it be? It'd be here. So little rook here. Just kind of like in the middle of the room, just to kind of like spruce things up a bit. I quite like that look. Just kind of like in the middle of the room, just to kind of like spruce things up a bit. I quite like that look. You can even, whilst we're talking about cauldrons and stuff also, like maybe like we can have like a bin here, and then we can have like maybe just like a flower pot item frame here as well. Maybe a trapdoor would be better as well to have with the bin. We can have like flower pots kind of just like spread around. Those can be drinks, cups. We can have a couple of item frames as well. Unfortunately, we can't place item frames on top of these tables, which I would like. But we can have a couple of item frames as well. Unfortunately, we can't place item frames on top of these tables, which I would like. But you can have just like item frames with bread in them, and then that just looks like sandwiches, but Subway, that makes sense. But now that we've done that, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this is pretty much at the point now, right, where all we have to do is just fill in all of these million item frames that we have here. So, literally, it does, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this is pretty much at the point now, right, where all we have to do is just fill in all of these million item frames that we have here. So, literally, it does not matter what you put in these item frames. Genuinely does not. We're going to go through all of these right now. So, in here, I'm going to have like in the cauldrons, I'm going to have just mostly meat. I'm going to go through all of these right now. So, in here, I'm going to have like in the cauldrons, I'm going to have just mostly meat. I'm going to have. Yeah, I mean, maybe maybe I can have like bread as well, maybe like a mushroom stew. All the way across here, like bread makes sense to put like a load of bread in the item frames, of course. It makes sense to have like cake and sweets and stuff, like maybe like a cake on the side, maybe pumpkin pie, maybe like bread. It makes sense to put like a load of bread in the item frames, of course. It makes sense to have like cake and sweets and stuff, like maybe like a cake on the side, maybe pumpkin pie, maybe like even like a cookie or baked potato. It also makes sense to like other options that you might want to put in these, like it's completely up to you, like mushrooms. It makes sense to have some veggies in there, baked potato, beetroot, carrots, maybe even an apple, but we've actually run out. But you guys get the idea, right? Like, you just want to fill them up with absolutely anything that you can find. It makes sense to have some veggies in there, baked potato, beetroot, carrots, maybe even an apple, but we've actually run out. But you guys get the idea, right? Like, you just want to fill them up with absolutely anything that you can find, and it just makes it look way, way better and way more interesting. Like, the bigger variety of stuff in the item frames, the better it'll look. And ladies and gentlemen, there is just one thing that I'm thinking about adding. I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but if you like, you can add like a green banner, maybe like a yellow banner, left and right of like why am I blanking on this? The kitchen area, and it's just kind of like nice. It's like this Subway colour. You could even do it for the entrance as well. Quite oftentimes there'll be like promotional items and stuff, so it makes sense to have some banners here and about the place. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's the entire build complete. So this is what your Subway will look like once it's been 100% fully completed, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright guys, so I have finished building the Subway sandwich shop. So yeah, I'm going to end the video here now. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please do remember to like and subscribe. Turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss a video from me. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.